Today we're at H2O headquarters to see what happens when you take a pressure washing business and scale it to turn over upwards of £500,000 per year.
Hi, this is our newest rig at H2O. We've gone for twin Vanguards on here, the 23 horsepower V twins, both with electric start. These are featuring 250 bar pumps, which are at 30 litres a minute. They're directly fed from the tank with ball valves, isolation and antifreeze points. Each machine runs independently, so if we have one fail, we've still got a spare machine on the day. And the great thing about these machines are that we've got electric reels, so at the end of a shift it's nice and easy just to pull back in a long section of hose. Moving around again, this machine's the same, still 250 bar, 30 litres a minute. Alternator on it which runs the boilers. Twin boilers on this which produce steam, sets us apart from all the other jet washing crowd. 2 tanks, enough for a day's capacity. We've got petrol in the middle, 2 diesel tanks feeds either of the boilers, and we've got fuel gauges. It's always useful to know your levels. So we've got a black tank on this one and we fitted it with a sight gauge. Small float level tells us exactly what we've got, and that's filled by a high capacity fill reel on here. Shuts off when it gets to the top of the tank. So we've got 3 hose reels on here. One is the fill hose, goes straight into the tank, and then each operator's got 90 metres of high pressure hose on here. What we do with these is we split them down into 30 metre sections, so that if either one section pops, we just remove that and then carry on with a shorter section, then get those replaced later on. Just means you don't lose a full day's work with a popped hose. We use these G-claw fittings, which are also called geckers. They use them in the airline industry. It just means that we've got a large flow through those, and that's a tap connector end. All built onto 2-ton trailer. So the reason that we've now chosen to trailer mount our machines is, whilst we've got this now in a trailer, it's easy to clean out. We can see exactly what's going on. I can service either machine from either side. If we had a van go down for MOT or any vehicle fault, we've still got the benefit of a trailer. We can put the trailer onto any vehicle, whereas if we've got a van that goes down, we're short then for a day. Okay, this is the second of our 5 trailers here at H2O. This was a slightly older machine before we went into the benefits of steam cleaning. This was one that Lee and I put together a couple of years ago. Features the Honda range of engines. These are GX 630s and 690s. I use high-end batteries for these machines. If ever we have a vehicle breakdown on site, the batteries on here will be the same spec as a Vauxhall Vivaro. We can just swap them into that vehicle on the day. Third trailer now. This is one of our more utility trailers. It's a bit smaller. It's only got a single machine on it. This machine, great for getting into sites, construction sites. This is mainly used for brick cleaning. So a bit of a harsh environment for this one, involved with some acids and chemicals, etc. But again, this is the Vanguard 23 horsepower motor. This is 30 litres a minute again. We use high flows for all of them because you can gauge them down. Very rare that we need 30 litres unless we're blacking something off. When I say blacking something off, that's a high volume of water flow or a water broom with a black nozzle. Electric start, again, electric on, off, emergency. Ball valves, which means that you can turn the flow off without having to turn the machines off. Pressure gauge, all nicely set out. We keep our chems in different coloured pump sprayers so we know what's around. Reason that we like all these pump sprayers is we can buy all the parts as a spares kit, so if ever anything goes down we can buy wand, trigger, nozzle, all as a spares kit, or we keep them in the van in case they get broken. Resistant to corrosion, acids, etc. They last us a long time as long as we don't leave them on site. This is a trailer that we recently put together with kit that we got around and needed to make a purpose for. Recently this has been out on a balcony set for a steam clean in Cambridge, where we broke it all down into individual pieces, took it up in a service lift and did work on the 7th floor of an office block. What I've done is put a set of hand wheels in the bottom of the trailer which just secure the machine down. So I've got a set of hand wheels there, removable. The boiler we built a frame for, that's all secured down to the trailer as well. Also great for enclosed courtyards, which you see sometimes in the doctor's surgeries or nursing homes where they completely surround a courtyard. Difficult to get a trailer in. We can take all of this equipment in. This is the ambulance trailer. It's got everything in it that we need. Tapes, barriers, cones. We take this out when we've got big jobs and we take all the other ones out. This is the service wall. We keep all of our gear here for the lads to take out each day. Variety of hoses. We've got some drain cleaners up here, drain jetters, X-jets, mud sucker in 2 parts. That just goes onto a standard lance as well where we can adjust the flow. And then moving across, we've got a range of other bits and pieces we use. We've got some pile machines for AstroTurf cleaning. That's a rake off as well. With a collector on the back. Small flat surface cleaner, 16-inch, great for just small areas or small patios. And then we've got a range of flat surface cleaners, whirlaways, set up with different nozzles for different applications. So this is the main one that we use, a very close angle, so that's good for cutting through stuff. And then moving along, I've got some others which are set up with 2505s, so they're more for tarmac where you don't want to leave any lines in it. Same for resin. And then we've just got a couple more spares when we do the big high streets. We've got some that have got triple nozzles in, some that have got doubles. And then over here we've got our range of lances, telescopic poles, injectors that we'll use daily. We've got short bars, ideal for a tight gable on a house if you're working on a construction site. Range of turbos, all with a bend on the end. These have got the high capacity, more expensive ceramic turbos on here. And then we've got a carbon fibre pole which we use for roofs, roof cleaning. Just got a quick release end on there so I can put a flat surface cleaner or a nozzle in there. Triggers are notorious for blowing the seals inside, so we also keep a set of seals in the vans. These are Suttner ST2600, I think. Some of our triggers we fit these to, which is a vario flow adjuster. And what these do is they allow us to control the flow at the gun rather than have to walk all the way back to the machine, or sometimes you leave your machine on your high pressure, and then if you're turboing in a corner or you need a bit more heat, so you've got a slower flow, you can reduce the flow, and then obviously if you're working on some gum, that'll pick all that gum up, or just for a rinse down in the corner with a turbo. This is the service and workshop that we've got here at H2O. I've got all my tools to hand, oldest vice in the world, seen some action that has. This is where the lads drop off faulty items ready for replacement or reordering. We've got a couple of leaky bars that just want new ends on there, first aid, a couple of grinders set up with different discs so I can cut and sand at the same time, 2 drills so I can run a pilot and then full size, batteries on charge, pillar drill, we've got welding equipment, cutting stuff, bandsaws. In the workshop here we've got the lights on timer, so you just walk in, turn themselves off, nobody leaves the lights on at night. We've already got additional machines anyway, but the great thing is we've got the spares here, the lads can bring it in. I'm technically competent to be able to repair those machines. Other than that, we've got lifting equipment, we do service and assemble our own machines. Obviously there's the franchise side where we will be building our own trailers for next season. And then in here we've got an Aladdin's cave of parts, everything that we need on a daily basis or to manufacture. Filters, M22s, M22 males and females, plastic fittings, BSP fittings, scrapers for the lads, Gecko fittings, G-claws, and a bench that we're just about to move ready for welding and fabrication. Hose reels here. These have got 50 metres of 1-inch hose on them, both with Gecko fittings on, so we can daisy chain these, link this hose to that hose, means that we've got a full bore supply out in the field, and we'll put those onto a metered and official 7 Trent standpipe. We buy these and just pay for the water as we use them.
I'm Lee, I'm one of the co-founders at H2O Restoration Limited. My role within the business is running the operations. I do all the quoting and the surveying, basically just organising the lads. and tidying up after them. I started off years ago as a dairy farmer. My dad was a dairy farmer, then I went into as a bricklayer. From that, I decided to go into the restoration work on the heritage buildings with a friend from school who was a stonemason. So we bought a Thermotech, which is one of the smaller machines. And I think actually my first job was a swimming pool clean. I packed the jet wash or the Thermotech into the boot of my car, quoted £300 for the job. That job took me 6 days. Cost me more than that in fuel to run the steam cleaner. But now we're running 8 staff. We've got double steam cleaning rigs, and we're doing a lot more commercial work. And from that, rather than treating myself to clothes or nice cars, continuously reinvesting my money into upgrading equipment, which I've done for the last 10 years. As the business grows, obviously the marketing has to expand. We do a lot of in-house marketing. We've got Amy that works for us that does all our social media. So she puts adverts up on a daily basis onto our story. And then the lads and myself, we try and film when we're on site, so then Amy can come back and do all the editing and make some videos. And this is always good in the jet washing because people like to see what they're going to get. We also have different types of advertising. So these we call 2020 leaflets. It's just an apology for the noise and just a polite notice that we've been. People tend to like that. We dropped this one, it's called a 2020 leaflet because we dropped this 20 houses up either side of the road after we've cleaned the drive. This is a more domestic brochure. It just, shows again what we do, some testimonials, and it just makes you look a little bit more professional. And then we've got our new build price lists, which we drop into sites. Again, we try and keep it as professional as possible. Corporate brochure. This is all for the higher end stuff, all the commercial stuff. This sort of marketing and advertising doesn't really work if you're going to mass drop them, but if you're there speaking to a customer in their business and you hand them that, it just looks a lot more professional. Running the business, we keep it fairly simple. We run off an accounting product called Xero. All of our quotes are done through Xero. All the items are listed on our quotes now, so when we put our customers' contact details in on there, it saves them. So we can always go back through them, and if we're getting a little bit quiet, we can drop emails out to our customers or see where we were last year and chase work up that way, which really does help. For the operation side, we still try and keep it fairly straightforward. So all of our vans have got different colours. The lads get it all printed off in the morning, and then they can go off to their jobs. We do use subcontractors as well, and we use other jet washing companies like Jake helps us out at Smarts Jet Washing. He comes in when we've got a lot of work, and we always put our gutter cleaning Jake's way. So it's always good to keep close to your friends, especially in the industry in your local area. Myself and Nigel were competitors one day, and just down to working together, we became partners and very good friends. And it's the same with Jake. We work closely with Jake. When I was on my own, my turnover went up to about 160,000 a year. It sounds like a lot of money, but I didn't see a lot of that money. It all went into equipment, it all went into vans, it all went into marketing and advertising. We have to do at least £6,000 a week to cover the staff costs and our overhead costs. Obviously, we're doing more the commercial, which is a lot of money to find, but all the lads work extremely hard. We couldn't do anywhere near that amount of money on domestic. We still do the domestic trade, and our domestic market is very big still. With our double rigs, we can clean up to 4 or 5 standard 100 square metre drives a day, and we do a lot of acid washing on the new build sites, which is a big part of our business. We do a lot of industrial unit cleaning, mega factories. We do a lot of the David Lloyd clubs, McDonald's franchisees. The domestic works, about an average drive is £200-300. Our commercial work, we look at a big job now at 30,000 plus. We class a good week at 12,000, and it sounds like a lot of margin. We're constantly reinvesting. We're reinvesting now into this franchising. We want to make the franchise as best as possible for new people that want to join. We really want to help people that do want to come into this industry, come into it and succeed. Like with any businesses, you always have your ups and downs. This place we moved into just under 2 years ago. It was a cow shed before. As we're expanding, we had to keep reinvesting into our workplace. So if you come through, I'll show you what we've got going on in here. So none of this was here when we first moved in. It was literally just an empty barn. So we put our kitchen in. Obviously, if we're here all the time, the lads can have a cup of tea and a coffee because we ask them to come in early at 7 o'clock every day. So they can make a tea and coffee. The office staff can store their food in. Then we developed this office, which we built out of stud work for us all to work through. Obviously, we keep all of our data secure, all the customers' information secure. It's all backed up. Nobody can get to it for data protection. Then we've got our workshop, which you've already seen on the videos. This is important for Nigel to keep on top of all the equipment and keep it up and running, and the lads do their daily checks. And we built this section. This was a gym. This was my boxing gym, but now it's been taken over. We sort of rent a little bit of space out to local builders just to help cover the costs of the unit. This is a really important part. A messy valeting station at the moment. It's usually clean. So we like to keep our vans and trailers clean every day. So they've got a jet wash here they can pull out. They've got all the valeting stuff here. So every day they pull in, they back their trailer up to this gate and they wash the vans and the trailers off. They can unload all their chems. They've got all their fuel tanks at the front. And if I take you out, I'll show you the chem store. Because we are commercial based now, we get through a lot of chemical. So we can't justify buying 25 litre drums anymore. So what we do is we actually buy it by the cubic IBC. This is our black spot remover and acid. Because we use so much of it now, this is how we buy it. We are going to have another one next to it shortly for our biocide. Unfortunately, last year, just as we finished painting and fitting the last piece of skirting board, we had a flood when all the rains came and all the water came pouring down here. All of these yard drains had stopped working and backed up, and then it started going under the roller shutters. Just as we finished painting, all of this was probably 6 inches deep in water. We just finished the kitchen in the office. All the carpets are brand new, the flooring was brand new, everything was brand new. We just finished painting the floors with the floor paint, and everything was under 6 inches of water. But we didn't let it stop us. Within one day, we got all the pumps in, we got all the lads in, we pumped all the water out, got all the unit cleaned up, ripped the carpets up, emptied the office, rebuilt it within 2 days. Because this is what caused the flood. And that pipe could not cope with the amount of water that happened. So what it started doing was, rather than going through the pipe because there was too much water, it came up, and then when it couldn't go around there, it started going down there. And it was just unstoppable. It was quite frightening, to be honest, and very soul destroying. We bounced back, that's all you can do. So for the franchising, we're going to be looking for hard-working, motivated and professional people, because you'll be representing our brand. We're going to set you up with all the best equipment on the market, all the best training. You'll be on the sites training with us on jobs, so we're recommending 2 weeks for that process. Fully uniformed, you'll be trained on social media, you'll have your own website, and we're going to set you up on Google Ads in your area. And also, we're going to send out our sales team to help you push your area for a week once we've set you up and you're fully trained. So we understand that financing or buying into a franchise could be scary. We have partnered with a financing company that will help you get set up and offer financial advice. If you are interested, Jake's going to put the link below, and that will take you straight to our brochure. I hope you've enjoyed having an insight to our business at H2O, and thank you very much for watching the video.